Hello everybody. You watched my previous video, showed you this milling machine I just bought. I was in the process of cleaning it up and I got sidetracked and decided I needed to mill this manifold. This is off my 1939 Farmall H International tractor, and well, tractor runs pretty good, but when it had a vacuum leak when it idles, and the manifold was in bad shape. It was leaking around. Manifold was leaking. It was warped, rusted, pitted, and that's what happens to them when you have years of use on them. But anyway, I was digging through this tools here and found this fly cutter, and I assume that's I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's carbide. Must be carbide because it was throwing sparks and it's still pretty sharp. If it was high speed steel, I was running 1400 RPM on that thing, and I believe if it had been high speed steel, it would have dulled it. So anyway, I got a lot to learn about this stuff. But check this out. I took some 1, 2, 3 blocks that I had, and these are some wrist pins out of a diesel engine. I put them on the flat part there. That right in there is machined flat on both ends. Everywhere the bolts go in is machined. So I just used that surface there to hold this thing pretty much straight, and I took a wedge, put a wedge there in the middle, and I put a wedge right there in the middle. I got a clamp there on that side, and I run out of clamps, so that's all I had. I gotta buy some more. But I took this jack, old car jack here, used it for a spacer for this clamp. Then you can see what I use for the spacers there. That worked out pretty good. Now I use a wrist pin and a spacer on that clamp there. On these wedges, if you use the wedges, you need to make sure that they don't vibrate out. So I got that keeps that wedge tight, keeps it from moving this way. Can't move that way, but it will move this way when you start cutting. And I stuck a little spacer in here too on that wedge. So that's if I had regular machinist jacks and stuff, I probably wouldn't need them wedges, but this is what I had for right now. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you right now that is the wrong cutter for cast iron. It don't matter how slow you go or fast or what speed feeds, it leaves a very rough finish on this cast iron with that. And what I did, I just took a file and just run over it lightly and got it close enough for the girls I go out with. I got to get my feed hooked up. That was a job running this thing back and forth by hand. But anyway, yep, that's my first project with this machine. Didn't turn out too bad. That was I had to take an 1/8 of an inch off this thing to get everything straightened up. That manifold was in bad shape. Probably should have bought a new one, but I'm gonna try my luck with this and see how it turns out. Let's see if I can find a straight edge. Here we go. I got one of them, I got a strap on, straight edge. For giggles there, let's check this with a feeler gauge. See how good I did. I might not have a feeler gauge thin enough. Bear with me. That's 15 thousandths feeler gauge right there. This That's pretty good. That's not bad at all. I had trouble with this end right here, but I'm not even going to worry about that. What happened was when I first milled it, I put this clamp up here and I machined all as far as I could and got everything straight from here that way. Then I moved my clamp and tried to finish that, and I found out that's not the way to go. So I reclamped it. Went and got this wedge and put on this side and moved my clamp to here, and I cut I zeroed it out, and then I just raised my knee up 1/1000ths and made a cut, and then I made a spring pass back. I made 2 passes with it, a cut, a full, whatever you call it, and then the spring pass. So that's why that's like that right there. And that ain't gonna hurt a thing because them gaskets are a 1/8 of an inch thick that they sell you. As close as that is, I might not even need a gasket, but I'm gonna put one on there anyway. I'm not even gonna worry about that. That's barely even going under there. You can't overthink this stuff. But that ain't bad. That's I'll get my brother to come over here and help me trim his head and show me some tricks on it, because it's definitely different than that mini mill. Anyway, oh yeah, cast iron makes a big old mess. Look at that. That stuff's messy. But if this works, this will save me like whatever the price of this manifold cost. All right. I gotta buy some more 1, 2, 3 blocks, some machinist jacks, some more clamps, different, some fancier clamps, and got to do a little bit of research on what cutters to get for this cast iron. So I need the same kind of cutters they use in a machine shop. That's what I need, and I don't know what they use. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Anyway, I thought that turned out pretty good, being as I'm not a machinist. After I run that file over it, it smoothed it out. Like I said, that old cutter, it probably needs sharpened, but I believe if it was sharper, it would have made it rougher. I don't know. Anyway, but that's one way to machine one of these old manifolds. And like I said, on these wedges like this, if you use them, make sure you fix it a way where they won't come out, because they will come out. All right, I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day.